Insecurity at its peak in the littoral region as youth in the Douala 1 municipality, Dedo, have devised several different strategies to protect their municipality against high crime wave. This pushed the governor of the littoral region to descend to the site, but the story seems to have taken another trend this evening. Details in this newscast. Plus, Cameroonians are reacting adversely to the recent 33% tax imposed on the acquisition of new phones. We shall be having their reactions in this newscast. And in sports, Coach Clement Aroga's tactics are about to be tested tomorrow as the intermediate Lions of Cameroon are set to face South Sudan in a return leg friendly match in preparation for the Shan competitions come 2021. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Those are top stories. I am Josephine Bindzi for the news tonight. At the time of this report, life was gradually returning to normal following a gang robbery which took place in Dedo on Sunday. Some shops were closed while youth were multiplying self-defense mechanisms. Peter Nsosier with details.
Residents of Daido are enjoying a relative calm following the disturbances Sunday by a group of knife and cutlass-wielding bandits. Circulation of vehicles is fluid, but some shops, probably those who have suffered from the men of the underworld, are closed down, while there is an increasing presence of youth on the streets, probably for self-defense purposes.
Sans vous mentir honnêtement, hier c'était pas ça.
It is not the same, because many people will no longer like to come to Daido. On the heels of the violent incident, the population took special measures to contain the bandits.
We took
the measure to stop motorbikes from entering Daido. Every angle of the neighborhood was blocked. We also had machetes because we could not chase them like that. We took the measure to stop motorbikes from entering Daido. Every angle of the neighborhood was blocked. We also had machetes because we could not chase them like that. At a press conference Monday, the governor of the Littoral region has announced the activation of vigilante groups in neighborhoods and appealed for collaboration with the forces of law and order.
There were no wounded person because we got information on time and our gendarmes and policemen just make a kind of secure place so that those people didn't.
34 suspected bandits, commonly known as microbes, are under pre-trial detention at the New Bell Central Prison. They were picked up following their alleged involvement in the Ndokoti and Raphael Street robbery last week.
The presence of these unidentified men last night has created chaos in the area, which has made the senior divisional officer for Vuri, in company with forces of law and order, to descend to the site and have a proper evaluation of the situation. Details with Catherine Kone.
It was at exactly 8 p.m. on Sunday, October 11, 2020, when some unidentified individuals armed with machetes and other dangerous weapons stormed the Daido neighborhood, precisely Rue de la Joie, terrorizing the population. They are said to have looted businesses, snatched money and other valuables from some persons. Before the arrival of the senior divisional officer for Wuri, Benjamin Butu, and forces of the law and order, inhabitants of this neighborhood had succeeded in chasing them away.
On nous a signalé la présence de ces mauvais garnements-là.
We were informed of the presence of some hoodlums. Some small thieves who broke into neighborhoods in the city of Douala, and we are here. Inhabitants are all here to make sure they don't enter in Daido. They came before, surprisingly, and the population mobilized rapidly and sent them out. And now you can see them outside, but I told them to be at peace because the forces of law and order is already here.
Donc il laisse les forces de l'ordre faire le travail.
It should be recalled that before the attack at Daido neighborhood, Another gang of young men had engaged in the same exercise last Thursday at Site Sikam and Dokoti neighborhood. This by the arrest of some people suspected of being members of the gang. The dreaded phenomenon still continues in Douala.
The governor of the littoral region, Samuel Jodone Ivaha Diboa, addressing the recent insecurity in the city of Douala.
When we don't have information on time, we cannot react quickly. The second step is at the level of Deido. Those thief people, how we can say them, came to Deido on Saturday. People were drinking beer here and there, but they went and picked phones, money, and using knife, even cutlasses. Now, as the forces came there, they went away. But we've got a new information that they are going to come the next day. It was yesterday. That's why all the population of Deido, with their chief, decided to stop this kind of action of these bandits. That's why we saw some videos showing people going here and there. But there were no wounded person because we got information on time, and our gendarmes and policemen just make a kind of secure place so that those people didn't come to react. And I'm taking this opportunity to tell all the living people here in Douala, all the dwellers of this city, to give information on time. When you are in a quarter, seeing some people behaving like that, give us the information on time, and they will be catch, and they will bring them where they don't want to be.
And we have an update of the situation tonight. A road blockade insecurity continues to announce its presence in Deido as youths are on the alert for a possible attack about to be launched in their area, which is causing traffic disorder, as some of them have machetes and harmful objects in their hands, thinking these are devices they are using that may avert another attack on them. And now let's talk nursery school resumptions. Today marks the resumption of pre-nursery and nursery schools for Shaman Blair, a 2-year-old. 7 a.m. is a new waking up hour as he begins his pre-nursery education today, October 12. Unlike other school children, Shaman is happy to be in the school environment in company of his friends. Oni Ladonet profiles Shaman Blair.
The D-Day has finally come for 2-year-old Shalman Blair to visit the 4 walls of the pre-nursery classroom. With today being the resumption day for the pre-nursery and nursery schools, Shalman wakes up earlier than usual and prepares for school. With the aid of his nanny, a warm bath is set, uniforms ironed, and lunch box packed, all set for preschool.
It wasn't really easy since he's used to getting up like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So today, it wasn't really that easy. But thank God, he really understood that he had to go to school. He had to, like, as from today, he has to be going out like his friends, go to school, come back in the night one. We've been preparing him since yesterday because we had to, like, make him know he has to get up early, take his bath. Since yesterday, he's been seeing his bag. Like when he sees his bag, his uniform, it's something new to him, but I guess he's going to get used to it. So even this morning, as you can see, he's acting like a big boy, I guess. I don't know what will happen there, but he's a big boy.
Shalman's long dream of accompanying his brother every morning as he leaves for school gets accomplished today, 12 October 2020, as he sits on the dining table in his uniform in the company of his older brother, having breakfast.
Shaman's brother has been going to school since last year. So each time he goes to school, Shaman cries. That is what motivated us to put him this year. So he himself, you can see that he is very much ready to go to school this morning. And he's happy seeing his brother around. Both of them are ready this morning. And I think that he will be a good boy at school.
With class hours slowly approaching, all is set for the freshest press cooler to move to his new environment.
Shaman, he clocked 2 years on the 5th of August 2020, so he's ripe for pre-nursery. And his school is Mom's Kiddies. That's where we're heading to. Let's go!
Let's go, run, let's go.
Unlike most children who cry on their first day, 2-year-old Shalman is confident and happy to be in a room filled with toys and children of his age group.
It's already gone. Just follow him like that and let him just go. So there's a name on it.
The nursery 2 teacher, and we have welcomed the children today. The children are very happy to be in school, and we believe that they will all behave well from the first day to the end of the school year. For me, I've not discovered any child crying. You see, they are happy to come back because they have been in the house for too long.
A little resistance is put up when he is being moved into his classroom, but however, adjusts to the new environment.
The beginning of an interesting journey for so many of them. The governor of the littoral region, Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Diboa, has called on parents to follow ongoing vaccination on children from 0 to 5 years. He says it is important and will definitely prevent paralysis of kids in the future. The governor was speaking today in Douala following a viral video on social media showing Dr. Etwa Mebara confronting a parent who refused his child from being vaccinated. Catherine Kone has details.
Following a viral video on social media of Dr. Etwa Mebara Xavier confronting the parents who refuses that her child should not be vaccinated, the governor of the littoral region, Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Diboa, addressing the situation today, gives the importance of the vaccination.
The lady was not well informed, and also the medical doctor wanted to show the lady that if the older children are vaccinated, if the one she don't want to vaccinate is there, that child will be exposed because there will not be any immunity for the one who is not vaccinated. We want the parents to cooperate. It is not the capacity of making vaccination without any will. We cannot force people to be vaccinated, but we have to tell people why vaccination is a good thing. You know, many people in the videos are saying that there's no way to make vaccination to children. But all of us, we were in school. We have been also vaccinated. All of us have been vaccinated. If somebody here is not vaccinated, let him just show me the finger.
He equally debunked rumors of the government trying to use fake vaccine on children.
We say, people say that some organization wanted to inject pills inside the body so that we can be controlled here and there. Yes. But I'm saying that it's better to come and see that the liquid used to make vaccination, there's no pills inside. So, by this sensitization, we can bring people to accept. Why do you want your child, when he will reach maybe 10 years, working without the two legs? Is it good for you? Okay, if you are taking that decision, okay, you are free to let your child be handicapped like that. So we want our populations to be sure that the government cannot take a decision to kill his children.
The outing comes few days after many took to their social media platforms to condemn the attitude of Dr. Ituamibara, whom to them was not in any position to send a child out of the class. He was rather expected to have cautioned and sensitized parents on the importance of the vaccine.
And let's now talk electronic tax making waves now on the lips of every young Cameroonian. Some inhabitants in Douala have strongly condemned the 33% increase imposed on new phone owners by government. According to them, acquiring a phone is so difficult, and with the tax added, life will be more difficult for those in need of one. Oni Ladonet captured their reactions.
The 33% tax imposed by government on all phones coming into the country as from Thursday 15 October 2020 has come under great criticism from some inhabitants here in the city of Douala. According to them, the various taxes imposed by government is alarming.
The measure taken by the government is not welcome, yes, because there are many taxes. Even when you buy a phone to send for your big mother or to a child, you have to pay custom duties in that phone. No, I think that a lot of tax kill tax, yes. The government will try to do better, to do how to manage as the citizen can buy a telephone je voudrais dire à un prix moyen. Buy it smallly, not higher. You buy telephone in 50,000. You have to you don't to pay custom against. No, it's very bad. It's not good for us. It's not good for us. Yes.
À parvenir à s'acheter un téléphone, c'est pas évident. Comment le phone vient augmenter maintenant les taxes?
Firstly, it's difficult for someone to buy a phone. Now they are adding tax to it. It's pushing Cameroonians to do things while they are trading.
Alors que la main n'est pas tendue pour que on reçoive quelque chose.
Whereas others have expressed satisfaction, attesting it will help generate income for the state, which will be used in solving pressing issues.
Si l'État a trouvé des méthodes pour...
If the state has seen an avenue to generate income through tax, it's important because it's for the good of all. We cannot work without paying our tax.
Nous tous, on ne peut pas fonctionner sans payer ses droits.
It's very right. Everybody has to pay his duty, tax. And the state cannot be alone to support all this church.
C'est une bonne initiative, mais il faut seulement que l'État sécurise tout le monde, nous le consommateur.
It's a good initiative, but the state has to guide everyone. Us the consumers and them the state. If the state wins, then it's fine. If a good comes through the seaport and we are supposed to pay a tax, it might cause a problem because the population is not even aware of all these things. We are ignorant. We have ignorant people who don't know the worth of a phone. How many people are aware of the worth of a phone?
De la qualité du téléphone. Bon, combien de Camerounais connaissent la valeur d'un téléphone?
Others have raised troubling questions like the transparency in the payment of this new tax and the security of consumers, since these payments can also be made through mobile money and bank accounts.
Out of Cameroon, U.S. President Donald Trump says he is ready to return to the campaign trail after his recent COVID-19 diagnosis. Former Vice President Joe Biden is heading to Ohio this week to press his win for the White House come November 3, 2020. Meanwhile, the U.S. Senate begins confirmation hearings on Amy Coney Barrett, Trump's nominee for the vacancy on the Supreme Court. Details with the VOA.
First of all, I'm feeling great. I don't know about you. How's everyone feeling?
With just 3 weeks left before Election Day, President Donald Trump said he's ready to get back on the campaign trail after recovering from COVID-19. His doctor released a statement Sunday saying the Republican president is no longer considered a transmission risk. But a presidential candidate debate scheduled for this week isn't happening. Trump pulled out of a planned virtual debate with former Vice President Joe Biden, a Democrat.
That's how debates have been handled in America for the last 200 years. You've stood there and you've debated somebody. And my father doesn't want to do it over a glorified conference call. He wants to stand on the stage, look somebody in the eyes, and Biden's not willing to do that.
The Biden campaign says its candidate looks forward to debating Trump in person on October 22nd. As long as the president is free of the infection and follows health protocols. Although Biden leads Trump by as many as 12 percentage points in a recent national poll of likely voters, both candidates are heading to so-called battleground states, key states that could decide the election. This week, Trump is scheduled to go to Florida for a rally and then Pennsylvania. Biden will be in Ohio. People have started voting in many states. Turnout appears high in Wisconsin, a battleground state, where in Dane County, a Democratic stronghold, the number of submitted ballots is already more than 36% of the county's total 2016 election vote, the New York Times reported. The Biden campaign is telling people to vote early and in person in states that allow them to do so.
We're telling people to take advantage of early vote in person. And remember, look, I'm on the ballot. New Orleans and Louisiana started early voting yesterday, and I'm encouraging people to take advantage of the voting process. Early vote in person is a great way to do it. It reduces lines on Election Day.
While the campaigns drive home their messages, the Senate begins confirmation hearings this week on Amy Coney Barrett to become the next justice on the U.S. Supreme Court. The hearing will provide another stage for discussions of the country's future. If confirmed, Barrett will replace Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who died in September. Michelle Quinn, VOA News.
And in sports, the Intermediate Lions of Cameroon will clash with South Sudan in a return leg-friendly match. The game is capital for coach Clément Aroga, who is expected to fine-tune his side for the 2021 CHAN. And before we take leave of you, let's have this advertorial by MTN.
The quality of human resources and employment will be improved in Cameroon thanks to a convention agreement between the leader in electronic communications in Cameroon, MTN, and the National Employment Fund. This partnership agreement was officially sealed today, October 8, 2020, by both parties, represented by their general managers at the head office of MTN Cameroon in Douala, under the watchful eyes of the Minister of Employment and Vocational Training, Isachiroma Bakari.
My ministry, in charge of employment and vocational training, is looking to it that The partnership, public-private sector, is the key, is the cornerstone of the government policy to overcome and to break the neck of this joblessness of our youth. When I was invited here to come and to be the eyewitness to give the support, I was very much delighted. This is the purpose. I am convinced that this partnership, which has the support of the government, and in my capacity as in charge of employment, I gave them the assurance that at any given time, no matter when and what, they have the full support of my ministry and by extrapolation, the support of the government. This is the purpose of my presence being here, to give them, to lend them this support.
For the National Employment Fund, this new collaboration with MTN will give them room to provide MTN with a database of job seekers while guaranteeing an execution of requests for a selection of applications with respect to MTN's choices in the final selection of candidates to be recruited.
Our role is to place job seekers, the people who are looking for a job, to place them in the enterprises. To do that, they be informed and they have a chance to have a job. So with this convention, we have, those job seekers have the opportunity to be in contact with the offer jobs of MTN and be places in MTN. I would like to stress that it's not the first time we work together. We have already placed more than 50 persons in MTN in the high level.
All of this will be implemented within the framework of three main programs of the National Employment Fund, notably the Employment Program for Graduate Citizens, Youth Employment Retirement Program, and the Support Program for the Return of Cameroonian Immigrants. MTN Cameroon, on its part, sees this partnership as a way forward in adding value to job seekers in Cameroon.
We want to take it beyond that. Our discussions have been about, and it's something I've said already before, is how do we create employment and how do we develop people's skills, especially in the digital economy, and how do we ensure that the young people of Cameroon who have the will, who have the intelligence, who have the ability, are given the opportunity to be what they want to be. And part of that's growing entrepreneurship. So we're in an industry that can allow that, can facilitate that. So that's something we really, really want to work at. And for us, that is a key cornerstone of our business. It's when people support MTN, they're supporting a company that is helping that digital economy to grow.
This partnership agreement between both institutions will run for a period of 2 years and will enable both parties better and bring more visibility and opportunities to job seekers. MTN Cameroon further pledges to continue providing Cameroonians with quality products and services through the expertise of local talents.
And it's been a great pleasure bringing to you information from around you and in Cameroon. Thanks for watching us this evening. Good night.